This is the new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Outside the Booth, where we talk to DJs about DJ life and experiences. I go by the name of DJ Kamish. This is my lovely co-host, BX.
Hey now.
Mr. 212, we got to give him a shout out, DJ Knuckles.
What up, Knuckles?
He'll be with us very, very soon. Shout out to our guy on the boards here, DWI. This is the Matrix Studios. Thank you for watching us on YouTube, on Twitch, and thank you for listening to us on Party 1019 and Kamish Radio. And wherever you get your podcast, make sure you follow us, like us, subscribe to us, review us, give us 5 stars. If you give us 4 stars,
you're just hating.
You're just hating, right?
Show us some love.
Show us some love.
Show us some love. Give us 5 stars.
Now, the BX people, because we are BX
Everybody's
people.
from the BX up in here.
Except our guest. Our guest is holding down right now Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, he is.
Right? But there's more places, and we're going to get to those places, right?
Yeah.
So I want to welcome everyone. DJ Hard Hittin Harry is here.
Hey, Harry.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, man, outside the booth. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. You know, I know both of you, so this is dope. And shout out to DJ Knuckles as well. Shout out to DJ Knuckles. DJ for Fat Man Scoop, rest in peace.
Yes.
So big shout out.
Yes.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm here.
Yes, and now we have to let everybody know. Harry is here on the 8th episode.
This is the 8th
Everybody knows how I feel about Kobe Bryant. And to have one of the greats in here on episode 8 is a special thing. So thank you for coming through and thank you for pulling up.
Very significant.
Yeah, he's a GOAT. You a GOAT. Yeah, let's play it.
I got to play that number, you know. Got to play the picket.
Listen, let's get it. Let's all win.
So I gotta begin with asking you. We usually ask DJs 2 questions.
Yep.
Number 1 is, how did you get your name?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So my original DJ name was DJ Casanova. That was my original DJ name. And everybody from Jersey that knows me in Jersey, Newark, Brick City, they know me as DJ Casanova, DJ Kaz. They Kaz for short.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to change the name because back when Chicago house music was like really popular, it was the 3-part names, like Farley, Jackmaster Funk, and those 3-part names. So I kind of like that 3-part name thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to school with a friend of mine in high school. She was like, "You should call yourself Hard Hittin Harry."
That's it.
That's it. And I never thought that, like, how people have, like, Kamish. I'm sure Kamish is not your real name, your government.
Right.
But, to have my name in my DJ name, I didn't even think to do that. I was like, Harry, So I was like, cool. But hard hitting, in terms of hard hitting, like everything I do, I hit it hard.
Yeah,
right.
So I kind of liked it,
I like it
so
too.
it's thank you.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. So I took on the name, and that was basically it. I started calling myself Hard Hittin Harry, and it just stuck. So now when I introduce myself to people, I'm like, my name is Harry. They're like, Hard Hittin Harry?
That's
so
what everybody knows it.
I can't shake it
You
if I
can't
wanted
shake
to.
it.
You know
Wow.
what I'm
You
saying?
can't.
So,
It's a household name.
Yeah. It's branding.
It's branding. Branding
It's
101.
Branding
It is
101.
branding.
You
Yeah.
already know the vibes.
Right.
So that's the story about my name,
And the other question that we normally ask is, how did you get into DJing?
Yep.
Well, couple things. I one of my main influences when I wanted to be a DJ was, of course, DJs like Red Alert, Funkmaster Flex. I used to listen to radio. You know what I'm saying? I was a huge radio head. So I listened to Mr. Magic. I listened to Awesome 2. I listened to, so many early DJs that were on Frankie Crocker, DJs that really influenced me to want to really do this. I used to listen to, 92 KTU back in the days, here in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So those DJs like the Latin Rascals and stuff like that, it just really made me want to do it. So I started collecting vinyl. And I ran with a younger crew of cats in Jersey, Brick City. And we just started buying records, and I just started practicing. Now, back then, I didn't have equipment. I didn't, I'd have to go over their house to practice.
Right.
I didn't have equipment. I didn't have turntables. I didn't have none of that.
Right.
So I went over, thank God, like their parents, and shout out to my boy Tony Martin as well, in Irvington, New Jersey. I went over their houses to practice, and their moms used to just allow us to play music. I appreciate it. And when I tell my story about, me as a DJ now, and, that I'm doing my thing, and I'm so grateful for the mothers of my boys that allowed me to come in there and just play music and never complain.
Right.
Like Tony Martin's mom in Irvington, and Jean-Marc and Les's mom, that just like, they allowed me to come in there, and I was just family, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Jean-Marc and Les were Haitian, and Tony Martin's, he's American, So it was just a beautiful thing for them to allow me to practice, play music loud. You know what I mean? Like in the living rooms and stuff like that, and just, hone my craft, So that was really the beginning of me, DJing, and also doing a lot of parties in Jersey, like, college parties, baby showers and stuff. Like, I just made my name, and then I started on the radio as well.
What stations?
89.5 FM, WSOU, Seton Hall Radio.
Gotcha.
I was going to go to Seton Hall, too.
You was going to go to Seton Hall?
That was one of my choices.
Wow,
That was
Jersey.
one of my choices. Yep.
South Orange, New Jersey.
Yeah, you went to Seton Hall? Or?
I didn't. I went to Seton Hall Prep.
Okay.
I went to Seton Hall Prep. I went to the Prep. And so I went to the Prep. And then when I left the Prep, I went to Union High. My first 2 years, I went to the Prep. The remaining 2 years, I went to Union High School. Graduated from Union High School, and then I studied radio and television broadcasting in Manhattan.
Okay.
So that's how I got my start, like with like the radio side of things. You know what I'm saying?
Which you still do to this day.
Crazy. It's crazy. I would have never thought, that I would still be doing it. It was something that, like, I knew I didn't want to go to college per se. I wanted to get more like a hands-on approach to DJing. And so I found this ad that said, hey, we can teach you how to be a radio and television broadcaster. And it was a spot in Manhattan. And it was like a business school slash a broadcasting school.
Okay.
And so I went there, studied radio and television broadcasting, got my FCC license. And then right when I finished that, right when I graduated from that program, I had a contact at Seton Hall.
Okay.
Wow.
And he was like, yo, you need it, we got this radio show. You want to be a part of it? I was like, hell yeah, So I was like, cool. So it was a Sunday show. And I ended up teaching kids how to be on the radio every Sunday. So that was it. It was like a program. It was called Quest CYO, Youth Ministries. But this was their broadcasting arm. So I'm teaching kids, high school kids, how to be on the radio. It was so perfect, And not only that, I could play my mixes. I'm mixing live it's on FM radio, 89.5
Everybody
FM.
partying and learning at the same time.
And even though it was a Sunday morning, one of the major connects that I made was Bobito.
Really?
Bobito the barber. Yep. Bobito Cucumber Slice. I'm Stretching Bob. He used to listen to my show on Sunday mornings, man. And he started sending me records. So back then he was on Def Jam.
Right. He was working at Def Jam.
He was working at Def Jam.
Yeah.
So he listened to my show, and we still have it. That's how we even like maintain a relationship. That's how we built the relationship. He used to listen to me. And then he started sending me records. And I remember being so gassed because I was like, wow, I'm getting records, from a label. We were talking about that earlier.
Thing. You have to buy stuff.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to buy, and I was getting all the early stuff like the LLs, the Public Enemies, all that stuff, man. And I was so excited. So I was when
Def Jam was on Varick Street, I believe.
Yeah, it was down there.
Yeah.
It was down there. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was one of the early, record label contacts that I had. And Tommy Boy too. I had Tommy Boy as well. I had Tommy Boy back when Scoop was there.
Right.
Back when Scoop was there.
So for everybody that's listening, I told them before you came here that you're going to have some stuff to say, and I didn't want to ruin the story for them. But you said you wanted to meet DJ Knuckles. He's not here today.
Right.
But you have to let everybody know why you wanted to meet him and y'all connection that he doesn't even know you have.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he knows or maybe he doesn't, but I was Fat Man Scoop's first publicist.
That's crazy.
You know, I began my publicity career right after the Fugees in 94.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked at a PR firm from 94 to 97 at Double Exposure Publicity, Angelo Ellerby. And then I started my own boutique PR firm with my former business partner, Lisa Chase Patterson, called Meridian Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And our first client was Fat Man Scoop.
That's
Fat
dope.
Man Scoop, Yvette Michelle, and this poetry group out of Jersey called A Touch of Reality.
Oh.
And it was dope, man. Like Scoop was just such a beautiful person. What I remembered about Scoop was he specifically said, yo, Harry, man, you know, I want to start making records. I want to start making records like DJ Kool, you know?
Right.
Like we all know that, you know, he's influenced by Dougie Fresh and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that whole party style of, you know, of rocking. But he wanted to make DJ Kool's type records.
That's
Okay.
crazy because Kool said at the memorial services at the Apollo that
He was
Scoop
there.
said that to him. Yeah, I
Mhm.
was there. And Kool said that. Scoop said that to him.
Wow.
He called him the grandfather. What was it, D? He said he called him the grandfather of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said Dougie
Correct.
Fresh was the father.
Mhm.
And he was the grandfather of that. And he wanted to be like DJ Kool.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And that is crazy that you
Yep.
say that. But I got to ask you a question. Did he always walk around with the bottle of Scoop like everybody
Yes.
said? Okay. I wanted to know if you witnessed that, if you experienced that,
Yes.
that memory with him too. That's so dope. Then he walked
Yo,
around
let's
with a
rap
bottle
a
of Scoop.
taste. Let's rap a taste. You know, oh man, I miss Scoop, man. But that was one of the most vivid things that I remembered about Scoop was that he said that he wanted to do that, and he
That's dope.
did.
That's
And I
dope.
watched him do it. And each time, just to see him put out record after record after record, call and response, you know, Hands Up, and you know, the Faith Evans record, Love
Mhm.
Like This. I was just so incredibly proud of him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just to see how he's, you know, Scoop, and I wanted to tell Knuckle this, even before that, Scoop was our Santa Claus. You know, when I was at Double Exposure.
Get outta here.
That's how we connected. That's how we
I can
connected.
see Scoop doing
I can
that
see that,
though.
yeah.
I have the picture.
I
I have
can
to show
see
you the
him.
picture. But when we had a Christmas party for the kids,
Mhm.
before I left Double Exposure, we had a Christmas party, we had a holiday party, and I asked Scoop, you know, can you be our Santa Claus? And he said, yeah, no problem. Blah, blah, blah. That's how we connected. That's
Oh,
how
nice.
we connected
Wow.
Dope.
before he became my publicist.
That's
But
before you became his publicist.
before I became
So
his
what?
publicist.
So what
I'm
was you
sorry.
was booking him everywhere and doing everything?
Just
for
doing
him?
magazines,
Oh, okay.
mostly magazines, not too much television. Because then he started to take off. Once he
Yeah.
knew what he wanted to do,
That was it.
that was it.
Mm.
Like that was it. He just took off, and the records took off, and then he started doing shows, and you know, just one thing after another. So
that's a unique time. Like
Mm.
he was kind of like ahead of his time
Yeah.
to a
Yeah.
certain degree.
yeah.
He was kind of ahead of his time, even though Kool was there,
Yeah.
and Kool was ahead of his time too,
Yeah.
to a certain
Cool
degree.
was mostly like DC, Maryland,
Yeah,
Virginia.
yeah, absolutely.
So right.
Mhm.
So, and you know Cool's records, you know, so, and what was beautiful was when they got together and did the record.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? That was amazing too. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
When they came together and actually did a record together, I was like, all right, there you go.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
So yeah, rest in peace, Fat Man Scoop, man, my brother.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so. You know, here at Outside the Booth, we like to let everybody know what our guest DJs do.
Okay.
So, just some of the things that I have you on Pix 11 News,
Yes.
a couple of times,
A couple of times.
not
yeah.
just once, a couple
Yeah,
of times.
Couple of times, yeah.
You just did the Apollo,
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling him, "Oh, we did the I came and
Allison
supported
Hines.
Allison Hines."
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
on-
That
was
Can you
crazy.
tell him how I did on stage with Allison Hines, please?
yeah, that's right. That's right. That was dope.
That was
Did
so
I
much
send you
fun.
the video? I think
No, you didn't send it to me, did you?
I believe I got a video of you
If you
on
do, that would be
stage.
awesome.
Okay,
See?
okay.
Allison Hines.
Yeah, Allison Hines had a, who could wine or a twerk or
Yes.
something.
And
You know what I
do
mean?
this big Christmas give back for kids in
Yes,
Haiti.
yes.
Every Christmas.
Yes.
You do it in Brooklyn. Tell us about some of those things or all of those things.
Which one? I mean,
what's your favorite thing to do out of all of them? Other than I'm pretty sure the kids, because you give back to Haiti.
Absolutely. You know, that shout out to the Sharon twins. We do this give back every, holiday where we give back, and you came to that too.
Yeah,
You came with Big Stretch. So we do this give back. We collect toys. It's like a toy giveaway situation, and it's usually at Bedvine Brew. So shout out to Bedvine Brew, which is also my monthly residency. I do a monthly residency. I'll be there this weekend. Catch a Vibe Saturdays. But yeah, it's just a way to just uplift and give back to the kids of Haiti. That they need it.
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
They need it. So
it was a beautiful event. A lot of people come. He's spinning. He got the crowd rocking and everything.
Yep.
So yeah,
waving the flag, man.
I
and then the
love
festivals, it was just a beautiful summer. I was outside heavy this summer. Doing a lot of outdoor festivals. East Orange Mac Fest, that was crazy. Me and Vin Rock, Uncle Vin Rock from Naughty. Vin hosted it. I DJ'd and opened for Eric Benet. And who else was on that bill? Tweet opened for Tweet. That was amazing. And then of course the Newark Caribbean Festival, which you came to, which was the first one.
That was the first one.
That was
and
the very
all
first
those people
one.
Came out even if it was
even
raining.
if it was
I was
rain.
shocked when I saw the video. I
showed him the video. How many people?
It would have been even crazier if it didn't rain.
I was like, I didn't know there was that many Caribbean people in Jersey. Northern Jersey like that.
Oh yeah,
they came out.
Yeah. There's a huge Caribbean, particularly Haitians in East Orange. Haitians, but we're everywhere. But nutu batu. That means we're everywhere. But yeah, no, it was beautiful. For it to be the first one was amazing. So shout out to Marcy DePina of Newark City Parks. Of course, my brother Newark Mayor Ross Baraka. It was just fantastic. It was just a great thing to do and to open up for Allison Hines. I'm an Allison Hines fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My man DJ Kevin Crown was there. He's her
DJ. Yeah.
So that was good to reconnect with Kevin Crown. So it was dope.
Y'all
caught the flick at the end too.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad.
Don't get me started with that flick because he was supposed to take the picture and ended up in it.
I mean, that's how it is sometimes. You know what I mean?
You gotta love him. So after you do all of these things, you start off as a publicist, then you go into doing your own thing. You learned how to do it. How did you end up becoming the Fugees DJ?
That was in the early 90s. That was in the very beginning when they dropped their first album called Blunted on Reality. That was the one that had nappy heads. Mona Lisa, can I get it? Which was actually the remix, because the original version that's on the album didn't get no burn. That whole album wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? So they had to do something to really, get the radio involved and everything. So Salam Remy came in, did the remix to Nappy Heads, and then they got a second life on that album. I was already gone by then, you know what I'm saying? But in the beginning, when they first got signed, I was doing all their shows. I did the showcases for Sony. We did college tour, the whole nine. It was amazing.
How did you get involved with them?
Jersey. I'm from Jersey, growing up in Jersey. My boy Papa Levi, who's the brother of my former business partner, Papa Levi. I knew Clef because Clef is from Velsburg, Newark. So we knew each other, but when they got signed, Levi was like, yo, they're looking for a DJ. And would you be willing to come to the Booger Basement and audition and blah, blah, blah. So long story short, I did that. And they just got me, you put me on. It was a done deal. Okay. And because I was Haitian too.
Right.
That helped.
Absolutely.
That helped. But I just jumped on the turntables, did my thing, and I was Haitian. They were like, you're in. So just immediately went to work. Literally, like
that's dope.
The first showcase was like literally like the next week. Okay. And we did a showcase for Sony.
They got right in.
This is for Sony to say,
we're gonna rock.
Are we gonna rock with you guys? Shout out to Taish Harris. Taish Harris was our product manager at the time. So she's the one that took us around to all the colleges and stuff like that. Massachusetts, almost getting shot. Like it was crazy. Like almost getting shot. 90s,
Oh yeah. Well, wait. Were you in Boston?
No. It was Massachusetts. It wasn't Boston. It was another city.
Okay.
Wellesley?
No.
You know they don't like us over there.
I forgot where it was, man.
I had fun
It was
in
a long
Wellesley.
time
I don't know
ago.
what you're talking
Wellesley
about.
was so boring.
I had fun up there.
Yeah, there was nothing to do in Wellesley.
But
It was boring in Wellesley.
It was an experience, man. Like just learning to DJ for the Fugees was an experience that was unbelievable to me because I got to witness, Clef and Jerry Wonder putting together the band DJ concept.
Right.
I was part of that whole early
That's awesome.
band DJ concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting dub plates from Don One.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stripped down tracks to DJ for their shows.
Right.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Strip down tracks so that, the band can play on top of it.
Right.
That's the
Right.
stuff that I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, you was definitely ahead because nobody was doing that.
nobody was doing that.
Nobody.
They wanted that vinyl DJ vibe. And I'm throwing stripped down tracks so that Jerry and Clef could play on top of it. And it was a great experience, man. Learning how to do different shows for different markets, appealing to different audiences.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I mean? It was a wonderful experience, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know what I mean? And then I got fired. I got fired. They went with another DJ. A tour came up. They were like, we need to go with this DJ. And then that's how I got into publicity.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wait. Okay. So explain that then. So you got fired.
Mhm.
And then
How did you get into the publicity part?
My boy used to work for Angelo Ellerby, the double exposure publicity.
Mhm.
I was literally I was with my mom. I was at home with my mom in the basement, and he called me up. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I just ended my situation with the Fugees." Well, they're going on a tour. I'm not going. He was like, "Well, I need you to come to Manhattan because I need an intern for this PR firm." I didn't even know what PR was. Like, I didn't know what that was. I didn't understand it. Like,
right.
He was like, "It's a gig. Let me go."
I was like, "It's a gig," and it wasn't paid. It wasn't paid. So I was like, "All right, I'll do it." So I went to Manhattan literally the next day, and as soon as I get there, I'm assembling packages for Granddaddy IU.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Because he had a press day the next day in Newark, right? Where he will be receiving a proclamation. Rest in peace, Granddaddy IU. And, we're also feeding the homeless. Like he came, we're putting together sandwiches and CDs and juices.
And you're doing all of this.
I'm doing all of this.
On your first day.
On my first day.
Wow.
So the next day, I meet at Double Exposure. We drive up to IU's house.
Mm-hmm.
I meet Mr. Magic. Mr. Magic was there, right? Because it was all co-chilling.
Right.
And we literally, headed to Newark. IU went to the Lighthouse Shelter. We gave out sandwiches to the homeless and CDs, right? And then right after he was done, he went to City Hall. And then there was a councilman there. And it was a ceremony for him where, he got a proclamation. And it was all this press there. Skint. And I was like, oh, this is publicity. Ding! You know what I mean? So It was one of those things where I learned like literally what that whole thing was.
That's dope.
It was a publicity, not to say he didn't care about the actual award or the actual feeding the homeless, because we did that. Like we did that. I'm meeting, people that living in the shelter and everything, talking to them and the whole nine. But right after that, we went to City Hall, and here he is getting a proclamation, and there's cameras everywhere. Star Ledger, The Source. I'm like, oh, this is publicity. So that was the beginning of my publicity journey at Double Exposure. Maybe a month or two later, Mary J. Blige comes up to the office. This was right before she drops My Life. Right before she dropped the My Life.
Okay.
That's
She's
my
up
favorite
there.
album. That's
mine
favorite.
too.
That's everybody's
That's my favorite album.
If you look at my life to see what I see.
Yes.
And this is before she dropped the album. She's up at Double Exposure, and she's up there with KC, And I'm like, oh my God.
That's when they were together, right?
That's when they were together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, man, wow, what's about to happen? So my boss was doing artist development for her.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Where he was basically, you know, telling her what to do, what not to do when she does interviews, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he had like about 10 videos of, you know, her worst interviews.
Okay.
And he made her sit down and watch them. And it was like, okay. So
you're really learning on the job.
What?
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best.
It was a crazy experience, man. It was just like, wow, this is artist development. This is image control. You know what I'm saying? He's telling her, see, you wiping your nose on camera. You can't do that. You can't do that. Wow. See you scratching like this.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't. So he's like barking at her.
Yeah.
Right.
And my boss, former boss back then, Angelo Ellerby, he just got a street renamed after him, Tracy Avenue in Newark, New Jersey.
That's dope.
So salute to Angelo Ellerby. He taught me everything that I know about publicity. I salute you. I thank you. Thank you for being a mentor to me and showing me everything, you know. The Monday morning meetings, everybody dreaded the Monday morning meetings because you'd have to sit in front of him and he's at the end of the table and run down like your client list, like what you doing for them, or, you know, what do you got? Oh, well, I'm talking to Gavin and I'm talking to Billboard about a cover story, and I'm talking to Cynthia Horner from Right On trying to get a photo shoot for Right On magazine, and then Billboard's over here. This is what you got to do every Monday morning.
Oh my gosh! So you learned how to do all of that stuff, and then you apply it to yourself, and that's why. And now you don't have to worry about anything because it doesn't feel like work like you.
Well, I could always use a publicist.
You could always use one?
You could always use one?
Of course, because that way I don't have to do the work. Like I can have somebody do it for me, but not even I have a team, Haitian All-Star. Shout out to my team, DJ C. Shout out to everybody, the Haitian All-Star squad. We have somebody that's doing PR. But like, it's nothing like doing it yourself because I have the relationships.
Right.
I have the relationships, right?
The relationships are a big part of the business.
Absolutely.
That is the business.
That is the business.
That is the business.
If you don't attach yourself to somebody or they don't attach you to, oh, I know you from here, I know you from there.
Right.
Everybody just think like you Joe Schmo.
Right.
Like, who are you?
I mean, most of the people in the business, like journalists, you know, Johnny Nunez, like I started Johnny Nunez.
Get out of here.
He'll tell you this.
Wow.
He'll tell you this.
That's big.
He'll tell you this. And I don't mean to say it like that, but he knows. He tells me all the time. He's like, thank you. You know what I mean? Because when I would have press days, I would reach out to all the different photographers, like, you know, like Johnny and you know, underground video shows, you know, journalists and stuff like that to come to the press day to interview whoever I have, like Drew Hill, Soul For Real, you know. And
you was repping all of them.
Yes, Patra.
You was doing Patra. That's my girl. I love.
I just showed.
Oh yeah.
I just showed.
I love Patra. You have to share.
So my Patra story is this: I was at the Source Awards in 1995 with Patra.
Okay.
When Suge Knight got up there and said what
all
he said.
in your videos. Okay.
I just showed it to.
Actually, she had presented the award that Death Row won.
Okay.
So when
Biggie.
Oh, sorry, when Biggie won. Sorry, that Biggie won.
She was a presenter.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a presenter.
So that's why I went with her.
Okay.
Because she was a presenter, and my boss Angelo was like, "You got to take Patrick to the Source Awards." And I remember saying I didn't want to go. I just didn't want to go. I was like, I'm not interested. He was like, "You got to go."
Right.
So I did.
Okay.
So I took Patra, and I was her publicist. I made sure she got all the photo ops, you know, the red carpet, the whole nine. And she was huge back then.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, she was huge.
Yeah.
You know, pull up to my bumper. Work 'em on.
Romantic
call.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a big deal. And she was featured in the One More Chance video.
Yep. She
was
definitely
the
was.
only Jamaican in that video, besides Renee from Jeanne, who's Jamaican.
Yeah.
She's in the video as well. So no disrespect to Renee. But as a dance hall artist, she was the only dance hall artist in that video.
Yeah.
So Suge got up there and said what he said, you know, if you want to, you know, we all know what he said, but for those that don't know what he said, he's like, if you want to come to a label and you don't have to worry about the executive producers dancing all up in the videos, you know, come to Death Row. And the crowd immediately started booing.
Did you feel the energy in that building?
Yeah.
You could see
You
it. I
could
remember.
see
I remember
but I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
being there had to be like.
Yeah, the being there had to be crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So I said, Patra, we got to get out of here.
Right.
I was like, we got to go. And she was like, so I called security. I was like, we got to go. So 2 big guys came and escorted her out of there.
Oh,
like we
good.
got out. Because Snoop got up there. When Snoop got up there,
yeah, he ain't
they
got
started-
love for Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg
Right.
and Dre.
Yeah.
right,
I don't got love for the West Coast.
right.
That was yeah.
Yeah. So once
was
that
big.
happened and everybody, and
Yeah.
just everything went downhill after that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything went downhill after that.
Yeah.
So it was just time to get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
So
was time to bounce.
Yeah.
so now let's talk about the hot topic since you brought up the Suge Knight and Biggie and everything. With everything that's going on with Diddy
Mhm.
right now. Method Man was just seen outside talking about it, and they asked him, about Diddy. He said, we have to stop merging what's going on with Diddy in the court system with hip hop.
Mhm.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said that
I
on
did see that.
on TMZ. He said we have to stop. What he's going through is separate from hip hop. What he's going through is not hip hop. That's a whole separate matter.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Well, he's right on that. I agree with him on that because
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a hip hop head, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm from the culture of, as a B-boy, you know what I'm saying? I was
Oh,
popping.
look at you.
You know what I mean? I started doing that in high school, popping and then, actually DJing. So hip hop, merging all the the elements, hip hop, B-boying, breaking and all that. If he's talking about that,
Mhm.
then it's not the Puffy situation is definitely not that. Now, what I find that I'm really grappling with is now playing the music, playing the bad boy music. I'm still playing, like, of course, Biggie,
Mhm.
but anything with Diddy's voice is kind of like I haven't really been out there like hard body with it, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But I'm grappling with that, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like when R. Kelly first got locked up, you know what I mean? It's almost like you feel like, damn, is R.
Yeah.
Kelly canceled? Should we cancel his music?
Right.
I
It's
think
hard.
now a lot of people are kind of easing off and they're playing his joints. There's a lot of R. Kelly joints. Are you kidding me? Like, but we could have that conversation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with it
Okay.
right now. As far as like the allegations and everything, I think Diddy was doing too much.
Mhm.
Innocent until proven guilty, but too much, man. Too much.
Mhm.
I feel like, damn, dude, you're a billionaire. You got kids, got daughters. We
Mhm.
all saw the video, with him and Cassie. I just feel like it's unfortunate. It's shocking. It's sad. That's just really what
Right.
I got to say about the Diddy situation.
I get it.
I'm watching it unfold as every day. I'm like, Shade Room is sending me something, and I'm like, Dad, Ball Alert, and I'm seeing all the updates and everything. It's sad, man. It's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, it's not.
I feel bad for his kids. I really feel
Mhm.
bad for his kids.
Yeah.
So.
I
But
feel bad.
I think hip hop wise, I mean, like I said, I'm a hip hop head. If you're talking about MCing, B-boying, graffiti, B-boying and B-girling, graffiti, beatboxing and all that, the elements are still alive.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the elements. It's not going to change, the music per se, even though
Mhm.
Bad Boy, I feel like had a huge part of the 90s, man.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course.
Like,
You're talking about 30% of the game.
Bad Boy and
Yeah.
Rough Riders. That's
Right.
when everything was just those two conglomerates right,
Right.
there.
I mean,
And Murder Inc.
I mean,
Bad Boy, Rough Riders, Murder Inc. Yeah.
Rough Riders became Rough Riders because of a Bad Boy defect. You know what I'm saying? Like the Locks was a huge part of that, and still
Yes.
to this day.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they originally was Bad Boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah. So I mean, I get it. I
Yeah.
do want to ask you though.
Sure.
And it's interesting to me that you mentioned the whole elements of hip hop because it kind of explains to me how we met. So we met, I want to say like 18 years ago.
Always 18 or 20 with this guy. You
I-
know, for somebody so young, he's so young, but when he say 20 years, you be like,
Just
damn,
keeping
he
it
old.
safe. Just
Yeah,
keeping it
about-
safe. You know what I'm
about
saying? We're not
18
going to
years
say
ago.
40 years ago.
Whoops.
Oh, no.
All right.
Don't worry about it. It's all right.
All right, we got it. But about 18 years ago,
Yes.
we met at the spot that's still open today
Uh-huh.
called Kacha.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And I was doing And after work Thursday at 6 to 11 or something like that, you was doing the late night downstairs
with Voodoo Ray.
Yep. Rest in peace, Voodoo Ray.
Voodoo
so
Ray.
that
and Danny Castro.
So for anybody who doesn't know Voodoo Ray, I don't know how can you not know Voodoo Ray.
I met Danny Castro's wife the other day. I seen her a few times at some event. It's funny that y'all mentioning him.
DJ Blessed. DJ Blessed.
Yeah.
DJ Blessed. She came here for an interview, and then and I seen her playing at the Fat Buddha club.
Really?
Yeah, she was DJ.
Okay.
She's nice.
Yeah,
she's cool man.
Too.
That's
you took it back.
Yeah.
That was one of my most favorite parties. We used to call it Rhythm and Bounce.
Yes.
Rhythm and Bounce, and it was Voodoo Ray, Danny Castro. It was just a great party, man. Catra. You know,
it was always a vibe. Like
you used to kill that. You used to kill that.
Me,
that's how I knew who you were. That's how I knew you were.
Mr. Modest, right? Me.
It wasn't me. Like, listen,
after work vibes. It was
the after work was cool, but that late night
was crazy.
That late night was a complete vibe.
It was a different
vibe. It was a vibe.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for Voodoo Ray, man. Rest in peace. That was my brother.
How did you know him? How did you get to know him and got a chance to work with him?
Well, I knew Ray from doing the door at Barbara Tucker's parties, with Louis Vega and them. That's how I met him. He used to do the door back then. I used to go to that party with Don Welch, the Underground Network. So that's how I met Ray. But, he was just, just in the industry dancer, legendary dancer, choreographer. It was
legendary.
He was always in the circle, And so when he started Rhythm and Bounce, which was a combination of art, like he wanted to focus on R&B. Like that's why Rhythm and Bounce, R&B. He wanted to focus on R&B, which drew the ladies.
Yeah.
Drew the ladies, and he had the relationship with the dancers. So all the dancers came
All the dancers came. Every week.
Dancers came out. And that's why to this day, I still do Love is Love, which is a showcase, which I got to come to the next one.
When is it? What is Love is Love?
Love is Love is a quarterly showcase that we do. It's myself, DJ Dax, and it's also it's a nonprofit. Dina Alexian is the founder, and it's a nonprofit that really uplifts up and coming dancers and choreographers. Period. So
there must be some serious dancing going on in there.
I could come every 4 months. I could dance. The best of the best come out to perform.
I could dance. Yeah.
No, you can't.
I could drop it like it's warm.
No.
I'm gonna drop it like it's warm because these knees don't get hot no more. They just warm.
Don't listen to her. Like
you said, not drop it like it's hot, but drop it like it's warm.
Nothing's hot. Nothing's hot anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah, them eagle days is over.
Drop down and let the eagle on.
Yeah, I'm not. There's no eagling going on at here.
You don't want to embarrass yourself at this party.
What you call it? What you call it? Rolling? What's it? R&B?
Rhythm and Bounce.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like
bounceless.
I'm gonna be a little bounce. I'm just gonna be a rock and bounce,
just
like
bounce.
a rock and bounce. I'll be a rock and bounce. So wait, I have to ask you, of all of the things that you've done, because we don't have enough time to tackle everything that you've done. What is your most proud moment for you as a DJ?
That's easy. DJing for the museum, the African American Museum in DC.
Oh wow! Okay.
For the 49th celebration of hip hop, the year before the 50th.
Oh, okay.
This was a couple years ago, not last year, but the year before.
Yeah. Do tell.
Man, it was me, Spinderella, and my sister from Soul in the Hall, not Natasha Diggs.
Okay.
To DJ and to look at the monument, the Washington Monument, was just amazing for me. It was
outdoor.
Yeah, it was in the mall.
Wow,
it was in the mall. You ever been to the museum?
Yeah.
I haven't been yet.
Yeah. The museum is
So
phenomenal.
It was my first time at the museum, and it was just a moment. I'm like, this is where King was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got booked for that. It was the year before the 50th, so they wanted to kind of roll in the 50th, and it was Natasha Diggs, then me, and then Spinderella closed it out.
That's crazy.
Oh, so you was in the prime time, and
that was awesome.
It was a moment.
Yeah.
It was a moment. It was just for me as a DJ, as someone that's from Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Just, I never thought, like, you know, certain things that I never thought that I would be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful for those experiences. That was wonderful. And Spinderella, who Salt and Pepper, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had so many moments. Capital Jazz Super Cruise, January 2020 was moments. You know, that was opening for SWV, DJ'd for Kid and Play because their DJ didn't make the ship, and so they needed me to fill in for their show.
And you was
ready.
Salt and Pepper didn't make the ship because it was a storm. We were supposed to pick up Salt and Pepper and Kid and Play's DJ, and we had to divert the ship to another island. So they didn't make the boat.
Oh wow!
So they called me on the ship. They were like, "We need you to DJ for Kid and Play. Can you do it?" I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Right.
So that January 2020, right before the pandemic,
right before COVID. Yep.
I did the Capital Jazz Super Cruise, and I opened for SWV, Mars Day and the Time.
Get out. This is crazy.
Yeah, man.
This is crazy. Your life is crazy. Never thought. So what is it with your kids? Like, do they know who their pops is?
Yeah, but
how is it?
Them.
You just
I'm just Harry.
Like,
you know my daughter Mozzie.
Yes.
So Mozzie's an amazing photographer. She was a dancer, you know, did all kinds of stuff, you know, just did some stuff with Megan Thee Stallion. She did a Nike ad with Megan Thee Stallion. So my kids do their thing too. My son, Eli, he's a producer. My daughter, Paya, she's a singer. So, you know,
they're doing
their thing.
Everybody's got their own.
They got their own thing.
But they got it all from you. Everybody had their creative niche from their dad.
Listen, Molly, Eli, and Paya too, I gotta say, all three of my kids were literally assembling packages when I was still doing PR.
Oh, so they was helping you.
They've been in it.
When I had my own company, they were assembling packages while I was, you know, so they've been in it, like, you know, in terms of watching me do what I do.
And they found a love for it in some way.
Like I got my daughter, you know, my daughter wanted to see like Lil Bow Wow on 106 and Park. I was able to hook that up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
Like, yeah.
So they were always, they got the perks.
Right.
You know, they got the perks. My son, huge Pharrell fan.
Okay.
Like my son is he got to meet Pharrell.
Oh, that was it for him.
Because I had a contact at Michael and when Michael Strahan was with
the Giants.
Yeah, when he had that morning show with
Kelly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Michael
okay.
When he was when it was Michael and Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Pharrell was a guest on that show.
Your show.
And I knew the producer. So I surprised my son. I was like, on the day of, like literally the day before, I was like, yo, get ready. We're going to the city tomorrow for your birthday. You're going to meet Pharrell.
Oh, that was for his birthday.
Dope. So he might have shit. Can I curse? I'm sure he shit on himself. Shout out to Eli. But to be able to do stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like my mom met like Lionel Richie. You know, from so I made my mom's day with that.
Right. You're the plug. Basically.
But that was BET. BET 106. You know what I'm saying?
106
and
Park,
BET Connect.
Right.
106 and Park.
Mm-hmm.
And I went. I grew up with AJ.
Oh, okay.
I grew up with AJ, Jersey.
Okay.
So when the AJ was on 106 and Park, it was like,
nothing.
You know, it was nothing. It was like, what's up? You know, I was always up there.
I was DJing for my Envy. That's how I got started.
Yeah.
That was my first residency.
Black Diamonds?
No, it was AJ and Adam. I don't know if you remember Adam.
I don't remember Adam. I remember Black Diamonds.
Yeah.
When he was doing Black Diamonds.
That was the competition somewhat.
Okay.
That was AJ's competition to a certain degree, but not really.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we got to get you to come up here again because it's
Let's
just
do it.
It's so much.
I feel like we ain't scratched the surface.
We didn't scratch the surface.
We
didn't even scratch the surface. But
it's
before you go today,
yes,
and I just have to ask you from all of your experiences, and I ask this of all of our guests, what would you tell young Harry after everything you've experienced in your life so far? What advice would you give to a young Harry?
Wow. That's a great question. And I've had a lot of questions thrown at me, but that's a beautiful question. I would say, you know, you're about to experience a whole myriad of challenges and doors closed on you. Don't give up. Like, and it's easy to say that to certain people, like, you're going to go through challenges. You're going to have doors closed on you. You got to be able to, you know, kick those doors and jump through those fences. That's it. Kick down the doors and jump through those fences. don't stop, keep doing it. You know, because I've done had a lot of doors closed on me, and I had to kick down the doors and jump through fences. And one of the things that I like to say that I always kept to this day is my integrity. You know, I always try to keep my integrity, and I always try to leave people with a little something. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I spin, you know, I try to always, you know, encourage people to be proud of their culture because, you know, I'm Haitian, you know.
Yeah.
So I try to, you know, give people a little history, not too much, not trying to be on a soapbox, but I always try to leave people with something, you know, something to be proud of, something to think about. So when you come see me perform, I'm not just behind the turntables, but I'm grabbing the mic and I'm coming out.
You are.
Right,
yes,
right,
you
right,
are.
right.
And I'm in the crowd and I'm engaging with the crowd.
Right.
So that's really it. I you know, I'm grateful for all the experience. I'm still learning, believe it or not. You know, my birthday's coming up. I'm going to be 58.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. Libra.
Nice. What's the plan?
Yeah, what's the celebration?
So October 3rd, I'm going to be doing the Penthouse with John Quick. You know,
Okay.
NYC DJs for Kamala.
You're not
That's
going to be here.
I am not going to. I'm supposed to be on the
you
bill for
missing
that.
all
saw
those.
that.
Yeah,
Every
I
damn
saw
time.
that. I saw the flyer.
Yeah.
Originally with your name on that.
Yeah,
And then I ran into John Quick
Mm-hmm.
Labor Day weekend when I was doing the Masha Montana when I opened for Masha.
Yeah.
I ran into him on 125th.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What are you doing October 3rd?" I was like, "That's my birthday." He was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing yet." He was like, "Can you do NYC DJs for Kamala?" I was like, "That no doubt."
Yeah.
You know, I'm all for Kamala, you know?
Yeah,
so let's go. And it's my birthday. I was like, that's the best way that I could say, you know, people could come celebrate me is to, you know, let's do it for, you know, the vote that really counts.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Unfortunately, I can't do it because I have to be in DC that day for the ELC gala.
Okay.
So and I come back the next day.
Wow.
I come back the next morning because I have the National Black NBA gala.
Wow, that's what's up, man.
So that's the only reason why I'm not going to be. Otherwise, I would have been there.
Yeah,
I
I
was
saw
originally on the
your
bill.
name on the flyer. I saw your name on the bill.
Yeah,
I want to come.
Come through. And then the next day, I'm going to be in Brooklyn at this spot called Hello Bar. It's on Nostrand Avenue.
Shout out to
Celine.
Then we come there to see you before. Is that the
No, this is a new spot.
No, it's a new spot.
Okay. So
This
where's
is
the
Celine
spot?
spot.
Let me tell you, we went to a spot in Brooklyn where he played everything from the 80s. He brought it to Madonna all the way up until today with the Caribbean. The spot that me and Stretch came to when we came to see you, and we was chilling in the back, and the girl bent over and she had no panties on.
Uh-oh.
That's all you remember?
Because she did it right in my face. Like, what are you doing?
I forgot which spot that was.
It was you were up on the elevated booth. It had TVs all around, but it was like the bar in the front. Then we walk in the back, and it was a dance floor, and there's a bunch of people. The spot is on the corner. I forgot the name of it, but whatever it was,
you don't remember what part of Brooklyn it was?
I'm the passenger.
I mean, you gotta know where you're going.
I went to see Harry.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
You know,
I did a whole bunch of spots. You don't remember the name of the spot?
I don't remember the name of the spot.
That's sad.
I don't remember the name of the spot that you did when you did the
Christmas party.
Nope.
Yeah, it's Bedvine Brew. Shout out to Bedvine Brew. I'll be there this Saturday.
Listen,
you know, catch a vibe Saturdays. Let's go, Brooklyn.
We running out of time.
All
but
right.
Thank you so much for coming. But
thank you for having me, yo.
This
real.
Is not. Yeah, you have to come back.
Yo,
you have to come back on the 24th. So it'll be 8/24.
It'd be the hard hitting Harry saga.
The
trilogy.
But before you go,
yes,
you have to let us know real quick. How was it doing that show at the Apollo?
Oh my God.
Yes.
First of all, shout out to Masha Montano. Shout out to the Apollo Theater. Camilla Forbes, Sharice, Dwight at the Apollo. Shout out to the Apollo Theater. I've been a resident of the Apollo for a number of years doing the cafe upstairs.
Yep.
The Apollo Music Cafe.
Are they under construction right now? That part?
I'm not sure, but I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay.
But they do call me back for stuff, you know, events, and they called me back for this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an amazing experience. I gotta say, you know, just the opportunity to open for Soca great,
right?
A king,
Masha
Montano.
Yeah.
3 nights.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was bananas. I'd never seen Masha before. So it was an amazing experience. Once again, thank you so much for that experience. It was amazing.
I think that was
It
the only.
amazing.
I think that was the only thing he did in New York that weekend. Was those 3?
No, he did a big spot. I forgot. He did a couple of different things.
Okay.
He did a outdoor joint. I forgot where it was.
Central Park?
No, not Central Park. It was another spot. Maybe in Queens.
Okay.
Oh, what they call it?
Roy Wilkins.
Roy Wilkins.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
He did Roy Wilkins. Yep. Which I was surprised.
I was surprised
like,
at that too.
That they would book that, but
it didn't
he
matter.
sold out 4 nights.
Yeah.
At the Apollo.
Oh yeah.
He sold out 4 nights.
It was 4 nights.
4 nights.
Oh.
He didn't do Monday. Was the it was like a calypso night. It was more like calypso. So he had like the old school calypso. But the three nights, the Friday, Saturday nights, him plus artists, like all kinds of special guests. That was bananas.
It wasn't supposed to be 4 nights. It originally was supposed to be 1.
Yeah.
And it ended up being.
They added. They kept
added more.
The demand was so crazy.
Was crazy.
The demand was crazy.
Yeah.
And I was grateful that they asked me to do all.
I'm gonna be honest.
nights.
Like I'm a Bronx kid, and I was in Harlem all the time.
Yeah.
And you've seen me play soca, and I've gone to carnivals and all that kind of stuff. When I first heard that he was coming to the Apollo, I was like, this is interesting,
mm-hmm.
and it's cool. And I think that it's one of those things that you check off your list saying I play at the Apollo. But I was like, this place is too small for him.
And they made it big enough. They made it big enough.
They made it big enough because they gave him 4 nights.
They gave him 4 nights.
There was no way that you could do. There's no way you could do 1 night.
A stadium
and he did Nicki Minaj too. He can't. Nicki brought him out.
Yeah.
At the Garden, I believe.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But let me just say this, man. You're right. First of all, let me agree with you on that because Apollo is cozy, but the legendary impact of that place,
you have to play there.
As soon as you walk in there, you feel the energy. And I've been a resident for like easily like almost 10 years.
Right.
Every single time I walk into the Apollo Theater, you feel the energy.
Yep.
You feel the history.
Yep.
And for the fact that I was on the same stage, where legends have been, I mean, that's your answer right there.
Yeah.
It was that. It was that for me. You know what I'm saying? So just grateful for these experiences, for real. Grateful for these experiences,
that's awesome.
For real.
Same, man. I did it one time. I only did it one time. So for you to be a resident there, that's huge.
I was a resident at the cafe. But the main theater is a whole nother.
It's a whole nother
animal.
It is.
Yeah.
The cafe is beautiful too. I don't know if you know.
Never been
on the 3rd floor.
Never been.
It's a whole cafe. It's like a sound stage. So it's a stage, lighting, everything. It's amazing. But to do the main theater that I used to watch on TV,
right.
Did you rub the log?
Absolutely.
I did too. Yeah, you have to.
You have to rub the log. You have to rub the log.
Amazing. And then the lady that be in the front, she was all like,
she was there.
No.
I was about to
I'm just saying,
it's like we had one of those.
Shirley Shepherd.
Just to watch that, just having watched Showtime at the Apollo, and for me to be there on that stage, awesome. It was a moment, man. It was a moment. Right. You know what I mean? And these are the moments that you're grateful for, that you always praise God. Like, yes, thank you, Lord. I think guided me in the right direction.
That was Marshall's first time there. I think he might have been one of the few soca artists. I don't know if there's any other soca artists that I can recall ever playing the Apollo.
No.
That might have been you definitely witnessed history.
I mean, it was history.
Yeah, it was history that night.
For sure. Yeah. Because he brought out all the hot soca artists too.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so he brought out friends.
Yeah, he brought out. Oh yeah, every night he had a special guest. He who does a down day? Down day.
Oh man.
You know what I'm talking. I was gonna say.
But I know Spider's record. Shout out to Spider.
Here's my two DJs.
GBM
I was about to say my two DJs forgot the artist. I was about to say.
It's like putting on the spot.
Right.
GBM was there. GBM was there on one of the nights, but he brought out so many people.
That's so awesome.
I think Nadia Botson was there one night. It was ill. It was ill.
Well, thank you,
but
Harry.
Thank you so much for having me, y'all.
Harry. Thank you.
My God, man.
Y'all make sure y'all follow Hard Hittin Harry on his
Hard
IG.
Hittin Harry. At Hard Hittin Harry. At Hard Hittin Harry on all platforms. The YouTube is DJ Hard Hittin Harry. Twitch at Hard Hittin Harry. Yo, just grateful. Thank you, DWI.
No doubt.
Thank you for everything, my brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to DJ Knuckles once again.
Of course.
Yes,
of course.
It's always good to hear the legends and the stories, and especially we do the the evolution of digital media, and I came up in the game as the podfather in early 2000s doing this digital.
Yes.
So anytime they speak of this happening, so you guys are the DJs that did that, but when it comes to this part of setting up
You
studios,
are the
there's nobody like in front of me. Barbito and them is good for the radio part, and then when they went over to this side, this is what I came up in, and it's just dope to still be doing it 25 years later. About to celebrate.
We appreciate you,
That's
D.
what's up, man. We need this
Yes,
platform. We need
yes.
this.
And I'll definitely come out with my little gadget and film some of your parties once I know.
I'm hooked. Like, even this right here, like we need this. You know what I'm saying? Because I got Haitian All Stars Radio,
right?
You know, WBAI 99.5 FM, but I take that show across all platforms: iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio.
Yep.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
when you're on Twitch, you're on from that studio.
Yep. So
right?
I'm at my crib. I'm at my crib.
Okay.
But you're on the radio.
But I record it, I pre-record it, and then it goes across all platforms. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? I send it to my partner, DJ C. He spreads it across all the platforms. When I go live on Twitch, I go live for Haitian All Stars.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
awesome.
And I love that. And we're like the number one top-rated podcast, Haitian podcast.
And now we got the
Really?
number one top rated
Google it right
podcast, DJ Hard Hittin Harry,
Yes.
in the building with your girl BX, the
Yes.
one and only DJ Commish,
Outside the
and
booth.
DWI. Knuckles, we're gonna see you when you get back, and y'all remember, stay tuned and always watch us, because we are outside the booth, the only place your favorite DJs step outside to sit down and share their experience with us. Peace.
Later, y'all.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.